So welcome back everybody, and today we're gonna speak about a very exciting company called TrophySmack, and we have here today with us its co-founders Matt Walsh and Dax Holt. So guys, thank you for joining me here today.
Of course.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Excited to be here.
So this company began as a garage startup, right? 2 years ago.
Yeah, we had the pleasure of filling Dax's garage with boxes, and Dax was handling all the engraving from his garage. My garage was floor to ceiling with boxes. Wife was super thrilled. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, so you started, serving the fantasy sports market, like with epic line of the crazy trophies and championship belts and blingy rings, but you really fast scale its offering, to custom awards and related products for corporation and other businesses. But first of all, what inspired you to do this? Like, how did you start?
Yeah, I mean, it really happened in the most natural way, right? I mean, you think about trophies and all the trophies I've, have that, it's in my parents' attic. They're all the same kind of antique looking pieces. And fantasy sports, right? It's a huge market. There's 50 million Americans that play fantasy sports. And I had just started playing. Dax invited me into his league with all of our dad friends. And as the new guy in the league, I made it to the finals. And it was just an instinct for me to want to rub, my victory, my potential victory in everyone's face. It was just a natural feeling like, hey guys, I'm the new guy. Look how much I crushed you. And I went to buy a big in-your-face trophy. My credit card was out, and I couldn't believe that there really wasn't anything out there. So that initial idea, it was just kind of a fun thought, like, oh wow, it doesn't exist. I'm gonna make my own. And I kind of said it as a joke, but the more I researched how big fantasy is and just the awards market in general, it became a much more serious idea.
Mm-hmm. And, I have to say, by the way, that you, Matt, I can feel the DFS enthusiasm. I can feel it. I can feel it. And you have recently scored, like, let's talk about that, the Shark Tank deal with the Mark Cuban, and you got him to invest the, incredible $600,000. So what will he bring? What are your hopes from this investment?
He's already brought quite a bit to the table,
Okay.
I think from the exposure being on Shark Tank, plus Mark Cuban has now opened a lot of doors for us with other companies that he already works with. He makes one phone call and suddenly we're inside a stadium. That is the power of Mark Cuban. So really, this partnership with him was just a home run for us. But I think his knowledge, his experience, that's really what we want to tap into with Mark Cuban. The guy has connections with everyone around the world, and that's what's pretty awesome.
Exactly. The Mark actually also investing big now in esports, right? So do you plan on making the trophies for esports fantasy, or do you have any partnership plan with other DFS operators?
Yeah, so the way that fantasy football works, right? You have that league of 12 guys and girls, and they spend the whole season, and then you've got a big, there's a big camaraderie aspect to it. That was a great starting point just for our trophies in general. Esports, right? You have one trophy for thousands of people. So as we think about, like, obviously we're thinking about esports all the time and what we can do, and there's some amazing trophies that have been made for esports. What's starting to kind of just happen on its own is we've got esports teams that are contacting us for just custom pieces for the team. Mm-hmm. We had an esports venue reach out to us after our episode aired, and they just wanted custom championship rings with their brand on it for the folks, for their patrons, for the folks that come in, folks that just come into their venue and are paying for their service. Hey, you get this free championship ring that looks awesome and it's blinged out. So that's kind of naturally just came to be with our airing. And where we run with that, the opportunities are kind of endless. We're limited by, the imagination.
Exactly. That's very true. And, But let's talk about the products, you know, because that's the fun part. So what's your the most successful and the least successful product? And let's say, what's your personal favorite?
Well, I don't think we have any unsuccessful products.
Okay.
Just we do. No, but I would say our most successful is our 3-column trophy with the like the silver football on top. That one, I think, differentiated us in the marketplace. No one had this perpetual base that we created, and that, I think, really took the market by storm. But our other one is our belts. Our belts, people love these things. They're 7 pounds. They're a legit piece of metal. And the thing that we're doing right now is we just launched literally today our custom belts, and that it's a blank plate. It allows customers to be creative, put on anything they want. If you win an esports tournament and you want to create a belt, we'll create it for you. We'll print on your design, we'll print on your logos, whatever you want. We've just launched it today, and it's probably one of the most exciting things we've put up.
Yeah, I mean, the possibilities are endless in that. And you know what is so great, that you guys really drive engagement to absolutely another level, because you give to the people the possibility to actually holding something in their hands, and it certainly gives people sense of achievement or belonging, or the failure, because you have also the losers trophy. So certainly the sense of the
We got the toilet seat on the wall right there.
Exactly.
Actual
I believe those are more successful products than those actually about the winners. But anyhow.
Yeah, the same goes, you didn't win, you lost. So you've got one champion of the league, but everyone else is a loser at the end of the season.
I mean, I really believe that, it's also the generation of the millennials these days and the Gen Zs that, we also celebrate the losers. When we used to go to the school, I mean, I'm in my 30s. I was like, when we used to go to the school, I mean, nobody celebrated the losers, but these days, I mean, everybody celebrates the losers, right?
Yeah, you gotta just have fun with it. You don't want to like avoid it and no, it's okay, feel better, right? It's just lean into it and have fun with it. Don't take yourself too serious. You lost, here's something hilarious to rub it in, and next season or next game you got another shot at the big prize. So
exactly.
That's fun.
But do you think, I touch on that subject, because do you think that the other online businesses could learn from it? Because there's so many companies that struggle with merchandising. So what's your opinion?
Yeah, I think what you touched on in your question right now hits the nail on the head for us, right? When we were evaluating the fantasy sports market, every kind of player, every company that was raising money, the focus was on that next layer of software, the next way to gamify things. There wasn't any focus on the consumer packaged goods piece. That's a huge market, but there wasn't any money behind it. There wasn't any ideas behind ways to make cool, fun products. So what you had previously said was exactly, a big kind of fundamental part of our business plan. And I'm sure there's going to be other companies that kind of jump in, but we're so far ahead of things just in terms of how we're designing our products, and we have a designer tool on our website where the customer or a company can upload their logo and design a custom piece in 30 seconds. Wow. And buy it and ship it to them by the end of the week. There's no one in the world that can do that right now. So we've got a good head start, and we're not slowing down anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. And as the daily fantasy sports fans, I mean, why do you think it's so popular in North America? And do you think like a TrophySmack will help the spread the popularity to other markets, or maybe you already see that you're exploding in other markets than the US?
Yeah, we see a good amount of demand internationally. We spent some time in the last year working on our international shipping program. One of the challenges inherently with our products is, we are over the top. Our trophies are big. So shipping a large 36-inch box to Europe is expensive. So there's a lot of opportunities there to have fulfillment in Europe. So we're working on those sorts of pieces. Fantasy soccer is huge. We've got you know, a lot of folks reaching out for soccer trophies, which we launched early 2020. So the opportunity is tremendous in all markets, really.
Yeah, and let me tell you, in there's a lot of countries and the culture, European culture, you know, it's all about the drinks, especially the Eastern European, you know, the culture is all about the drinks. So trust me, those kind of like a corporate trophies would go very well here in the Europe. So I
love it.
I really, you know, it would sell like a hot bread.
Yeah, we've got some, you know, one of the funnest things is thinking of the ideas, right? The amount of ideas that we're constantly just coming up with is the funnest part. I've got in my garage right now a prototype of, you know, one of the, like, it's very common in Europe, the big beer dispensers. It's got the big cup and it's got the tap. So putting that on the top of the trophy, so you can pour your drink from the trophy. That will be rolling out either this year or next. But you know, we're prototyping all sorts of things like that.
Yeah, the corporate beer Fridays would be elevated, definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, you know, my background is from the gambling. I worked for like 7-8 years in the marketing department of the iGaming, the online gaming companies. And yeah, I mean, the company's culture is definitely every week is the beer Friday, if not 2 times in a week. So it is the huge.
The company culture is very aligned. Yeah, I mean, our business is kind of founded on being fun and in your face, so you can imagine what the culture is like here in the office.
Yeah. I mean, to be very honest, I really like the brand message and even like the way how you market the stuff, the irony and the cynicism in it. I mean, it's really cool. Like, because let's be honest, like DFS is really famous for that kind of the thing, if it's the game of the skill or the chance, right? So obviously every DFS fan will say that it's the skill, but I'm not sure.
My track record has proven that my skill is lacking. but I still have a great time setting the lineups.
So cool. And you know, it's incredible what success you achieved just in 2 years. So what advice would you give to other entrepreneurs who try to make it, you know, big in the business and with the, you know, and hustling with the startups?
Yeah, I would say the biggest piece for me is just really holding on to like what that vision is. The amount of setbacks that are going to happen. I mean, it's inevitable. You know, it's an endless amount of setbacks. Every step, if you're not growing, you're not experiencing setbacks. So it's critical just to really hold on to that initial spark and that initial passion. And I mean, there's been so many times where we've set a milestone with, if we achieve this, then we've made it, and we achieve it, and then, you know, it's not what we thought. So it's very easy in those moments to feel discouraged, but the bottom line is you can feel discouraged. You have to fight through it. You have to keep throwing ideas out there, keep testing, and keep, you know, pushing through.
Yeah.
And say goodbye to sleep. He hasn't slept in 2 years.
Slept in a while.
Yeah, actually, excellent advice. And my very, very last question is, so what's the future holds for the TrophySmack? So what's your short-term and long-term plan? So give us some hint.
You know, we want to get into some other, like, listen, fantasy football has been amazing to us, but we have other markets that we think are underserved. I mean, even showing off that belt right there, the beer pong, the cornhole, there's so many sports out there that aren't recognized, that don't have a trophy, that have never, no one's selling to them. We would love to sell to those markets, but beyond that, Esports is huge here in America. There's millions of kids that are playing. We would love to, you know, really upgrade their trophies, because everyone still has those hologram columns. It's old, it's boring, it's outdated. We want to bring something new, young, and fresh to the marketplace. And corporate awards, same with that. We've got big plans coming up this year in 2021, and we think we're about to just destroy the competition.
Exactly. Matt, you would like to tell something as a last word from the DFS fam?
Yeah, no, I love it. I mean, Dax definitely, spoke to that really on point. But just broadly speaking, any industry, the physical product really hasn't evolved to represent any moment of greatness across any walk of life. And I think with so many folks working from home and company culture being a challenge for any large company to really hold on to, our ability to make custom pieces that have that company culture, that it kind of encapsulate the brand message. We just finished production of the first ever augmented reality trophy. So, the employee can scan the QR code and it opens up a personalized message, right? That's never been done before. So continuing to innovate and leveraging physical products as a platform for a bigger message, I think is just, that's such a big opportunity that's just never been done.
Yeah, I could not agree with you more. I mean, let's be clear. I mean, most of us working remotely from the home. And, the corporations are struggling to actually reward the employees, and your products could be very great as well for this purpose, right? So
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, really, like the possibilities with your company are endless, and I'm quite sure that we're gonna catch up in a 6 months or in 1 year, and you're gonna have like a full, billionaire club investors on your side.
I love it. We certainly appreciate all the kind words and love that, you get that what we're doing has all those opportunities. And in terms of esports, I mean, hearing from venues that are reaching out to us that want 500 custom rings with their logo on it. I mean, we haven't picked up the phone yet and made calls outbound. These are just folks that are coming to us. So very excited to work in the space that you're in and really serve that community.
Exactly. And let's not forget also for the esports arenas. I mean, now they are closed because of the COVID-19, but once they are open and all the tournaments will start, to roll out, I mean, it's going to be another huge market for you guys as well. So, I mean, I can't shut up because I'm very excited about your product, but anyhow, I really, wish you a lot of luck. And we're gonna be here to covering your news and your developments and achievement. And let's catch up again in some time. So I'm quite sure you're gonna be really big.
I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Yes.
It's very exciting.
Thank you again for being here today, and have a great day, guys.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Bye.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Thank you.